The story of Madam Web, like rotting fish on a kitchen countertop, continues to soil the air with its stench. A new milestone, if you will, was hit by Madam Web this week. It came in its second weekend, it came in 4th place. Or it might have been even lower than that. I think it was 4th place. But it came in, I believe, 4th place. Let me just double check. Yep, 4th place in just its second weekend. Making, in its second weekend, $6 million at the domestic box office. Let me repeat. A major tentpole comic book movie in its second weekend has made $6 million. This brings, we can pull this up here now. This brings Madam Web's worldwide box office cum to $77 million.
That $6 million were all people saying, is it really that bad?
Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
And it's like, or maybe I was drunk the first time I saw it. Maybe I should go back and watch it again. But
$6 million of curiosity.
But Rob, just before the pandemic, $77 million, not after 2 weeks, but on an opening weekend, would have not been considered a disappointment, but a little on the low end. You know, a big tentpole comic book movie just in like 2018, 2019, making $77 million just on its opening weekend would have been thought, okay, not bad, but a little on the low end. This movie, I don't believe, is going to make $100 million worldwide. Now, I think that's less than Shazam. Shazam 2, I believe, crossed the $100 million mark. This is going to be, I think, the lowest grossing worldwide major comic book film in ages. And it couldn't happen to a nicer movie. It couldn't happen to a nicer movie. I mean, this is, what is it make?
Shazam 2 internationally has almost.
I mean, worldwide. How much did it make worldwide?
Worldwide, 134.
So it made 134 million, which was terrible. But it's like almost twice as much as what Madam Web. Hey, Madam Web still got a couple of weeks to go, but Dune is opening. Everybody's going to go and be seeing Dune. We're going to talk about that a little bit later too. Rob, as bad as it is, and it's a bad movie. Again, and I just did a video last week about all the comic book movies that are worse than Madam Web. So Madam Web is not the worst comic book movie, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not the worst.
But it's terrible. I still would have thought, just being what it is, it would make more than this. Proving that the audiences are tired of mediocre product. But anyway, Rob, you're seeing the $77 million after 2 weeks. Surprised, not surprised. Will it hit that $100 million mark? What do you think?
John, I think this makes me angry more than anything else. And I know in the grand scheme of things, why get angry over a bad movie? But at this point in time, we're 24 years into the world since X-Men 1 came out and Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man. That taught us all lessons a quarter of a century ago. And to see this movie coming out from Sony when they had Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 to look at as a template, and this is what they're giving us, it just makes me sad. Because this is needless. This is, you know, S.J. Clarkson, who's a great TV director, she might never direct a feature film again. What did this do for anybody? It didn't make the studio money. Didn't do the actors any favors. Didn't do the director any favor. And the writers should all be thrown away into a gulag somewhere in the archipelago of wherever. And but it bothers me that $85 million like this was squandered when you could have made, I don't know, 10 Barbarians, you know, or something that at least could have surprised an audience or given an audience something that an audience deserves. And I don't understand why Sony is not taking the development of their Spider-Verse seriously. They could have been doing something that rivaled what Marvel was doing. Even though they only have the Spider-Man characters, they could have been creating a really vibrant, interesting. Look what Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse have done.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at that and you're
under
like,
their same roof.
under the same banner,
Under the same roof.
and you just, I'm like, what are you people doing? And it shows you that it doesn't matter. You can't look at every studio executive and go, wow, you really know your job. I would get rid of an entire regime based on this and Morbius because these should have been winners and they were not.
No. And do you think it's going to get
I
to the
will
$100 million
name
mark,
some
though?
of the people in this room.
Do you think it'll get to the 100 million mark? Like, will at least
No.
enough curiosity exist that
No.
people will crawl out to see it?
No, because the curiosity
Crawl.
is how much of a train wreck can it be? I don't even want to live in a society where people are paying money to go see how bad this movie is. The only way that I could say that, okay, this movie has second life, Warner Brothers and Sony should get together and release a double bill of Pitoff's Catwoman and Madam Web. Put them together, and here you go.
By the
Here
way,
you
that's
go,
one of the movies
film
that's worse.
fans.
That's one of the movies that's worse than Madam Web.
Actually, you know what makes Catwoman better than Madam Web?
No, it's not better. There's
I-
nothing.
I already
got-
know what
I
you're
got-
gonna say.
Sharon Stone.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, listen,
yeah.
but that's what makes it even worse.
That wasn't
I know,
creepy
You
at all.
had
Wandering-
Sharon Stone in it.
True,
and
you do my
had
girl
Halle Berry in
wrong.
it,
You do not do Sharon Stone wrong.
and they did her wrong, my friend. Man, that
Dude, I still dream of Basic Instinct 3.
Well, anyway, moving on.
Could happen.
I still have
Yeah.
to see the other half of Madam Web, so I might have to.
yeah,
to
he
theater.
fell asleep through most of it.
Maybe it'll become a drinking game in colleges when it goes on to cable finally.
Could be,
streaming.
or they're just waiting for Sony to do their big re-release,
Yeah.
like they did for Morbius. That's
Directors,
going to
I
give
can't believe
second
they
life.
just said on cable.
Well, you know,
I'm so
what are the
old.
conversations happening at Sony with Craven coming up and Venom 3? Because you just mentioned the whole regime, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at an entire. I mean, you've got 3 Venom movies, a Craven movie, a Morbius movie, and a Madam Web movie. They have the potential to completely destroy 3 great, vibrant spider people that could have been used in any. I mean, the fact that they're not making Craven's Last Hunt, I don't understand that at all.
I can
But
understand
whatever.
not maybe coming out and leading off with that. Although it's kind of, hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Perfect Jean. Guys, are you tired of the rough and rigid jeans crushing your boys? Well, today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean, finally solved all of your denim difficulties. They make great looking, perfect fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. The secret? A special denim fabric that is super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch so you can squat, do yoga, or just sit around all day without ever having to take them off. I'm going to admit I was a little bit skeptical because to me, jeans have always been jeans. They're practical, but not always the most comfortable. But I'm telling you guys, it's not an exaggeration. Once I put on these jeans, the Perfect Jean redefined what jeans can be to me. They're the perfect fit, they stretch, they breathe, and again, they're just insanely comfortable. So guys, it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc/Campea15. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns and free exchanges when you use code Campea15 at checkout. Again, that's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc/Campea15 and use the code Campea15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you. Listen, we've been saying for years, I thought they should have brought in Craven hunting Venom, right? In a kind of a twist of the Great
Yeah.
of Last Hunt, right? I thought that's kind of where they're going to go. Look, there's still hope. I mean,
Aaron Taylor Johnson's a good actor. I really like
Taylor
him.
Johnson's fantastic. Russell Crowe is one of my favorite actors in the world, although he's phoned it in a lot. And I love the Venom films. I mean, I like number 1 more than I like number 2, but I have been entertained by the Venom films. I got belief in Tom Hardy. But yeah, and look, $77 million. This is really going to make a lot of people stop and think maybe, hey, instead of just going around and rehiring the writers of Morbius, we should look elsewhere. Anyway, guys, question is for you. As bad as Madam Web is, I didn't think it would only not even crack $100 million. Are you surprised by that? Not surprised? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.